Imagine walking into a high-end production facility. The floors are immaculate, the staff is highly trained, and millions of dollars have been invested in state-of-the-art machinery. But as you look closer at the equipment, you notice something strange. The asset tags are peeling at the corners. The company logos are faded, smudged, or completely worn away by daily cleaning. In a single glance, a multi-million-dollar operation suddenly looks unpolished, disorganized, and unprofessional. This is the hidden crisis of equipment branding. Every single day, thousands of business owners face a frustrating dilemma. They understand that permanent, high-contrast serialization and crisp company logos are vital for compliance, tracking, and brand pride. Yet, when they enter the world of industrial laser engraving, they run headfirst into a wall of confusion. They are met with hidden setup fees, opaque pricing structures, and weeks of waiting just to get a basic quote. Many businesses decide to take matters into their own hands. They think, how hard can it be? We will just buy a laser and do it ourselves. Let me tell you the story of a business owner named Alex. Alex ran a growing manufacturing shop and needed to brand a new fleet of stainless steel components and custom acrylic control panels. Frustrated by vendor delays, Alex hopped online, found a highly rated desktop laser for a few $100s, and figured the problem was solved. The machine arrived. Alex set it up on a workbench, loaded the company logo, placed a stainless steel part under the lens, and hit print. The laser fired, the light flashed, and when the cycle finished, nothing happened. The metal was completely untouched, not a single mark. Confused, Alex tried an acrylic panel next. This time, the laser fired, but instead of a clean, frosted logo, the plastic caught fire, filling the workshop with thick, toxic, foul-smelling smoke. Within minutes, the entire shop had to be evacuated. What went wrong? Alex fell into the most common trap in the entire industry, treating a laser engraver as a simple plug-and-play appliance rather than a precision system. You see, in the world of professional laser engraving, material compatibility isn't a preference. It is a strict physical law. Different lasers operate at vastly different light wavelengths, and each wavelength reacts uniquely to different surfaces. Take fiber lasers, for example. Operating at a tight wavelength of around 1 to 1064 nanometers, fiber lasers are the absolute undisputed kings of the metal world. When a fiber laser hits bare stainless steel, aluminum, or titanium, it doesn't just burn the surface. It can perform a process called annealing, using controlled heat to create a permanent, high-contrast dark mark deep within the metal structure without removing any material. It can also perform deep ablation for heavy-duty industrial environments. If Alex had used a fiber laser on that stainless steel component, the logo would have been flawless and virtually indestructible. But put that same fiber laser on a piece of clear acrylic, and the light passes straight through it like a ghost, doing absolutely nothing. For non-metals like wood, leather, and acrylic, you need a completely different beast, the CO2 laser. Operating at a much wider wavelength, CO2 lasers are perfectly tuned to vaporize organic materials and plastics, leaving behind pristine, frosted edges on acrylic signage and beautiful depth on wooden plaques. If you attempt to use a standard CO2 laser on bare aluminum, however, the shiny metal simply reflects the beam right back up, risking catastrophic damage to the machine itself. And then there are the delicate materials. Glass, crystal, and ultra-thin heat-sensitive plastics will crack or warp under the intense thermal stress of a fiber or CO2 laser. For these fragile surfaces, high-tech UV lasers utilize a process known as cold marking. Instead of using brute force heat to burn a mark, the UV beam photochemically breaks the molecular bonds of the material surface. The result is a perfectly crisp, high-contrast mark with zero heat-affected zones, zero warping, and zero micro-cracking. Alex learned these lessons the hard way, but matching the laser to the material is only the first chapter of the story. The next hidden hurdle is the ecosystem supporting the machine. To run a professional operation, you need an industry-standard control software like Lightburn, paired with a complete understanding of your machine's internal controller hardware. You also need a dedicated safety infrastructure. Professional laser engraving produces intense radiation and microscopic toxic airborne particulates. Running an open-frame laser without a certified interlock safety enclosure and a heavy-duty, material-specific fume extraction system isn't just a regulatory violation, it is a massive health hazard to everyone in the building. True success in equipment branding comes down to consistency and workflow. It requires meticulous design file preparation, using precise vector graphics. It requires running systematic power and speed grid tests on scrap materials to build a reliable library of parameters. It requires exact Z-axis focal calibration down to the millimeter. When done correctly, the results are transformative. Aerospace, medical, and defense industries rely on these exact processes to mark tiny data matrix UID codes under 4 square millimeters onto vital components. These marks are engineered to survive extreme friction, heavy chemical cleaning, and decades of environmental exposure, remaining perfectly scannable by quality control systems throughout the entire life cycle of the asset. Ultimately, businesses face a choice. You can spend thousands of dollars, endure months of trial and error, breathe in toxic fumes, and risk ruining expensive production parts trying to master the physics of laser spectroscopy on your own. Or you can partner with experts who have already spent years mastering the craft. At Signature Laser Designs, we eliminate the guesswork, the hidden fees, and the endless quoting games. We understand the precise science behind fiber and CO2 technologies. Whether you need rugged, military-grade asset serialization on heavy industrial equipment, high-contrast branding on delicate components, or beautifully crafted custom items, we deliver flawless consistency and transparent pricing on every single project. Don't leave your company's physical identity to chance. Invest in permanence, protect your assets, and showcase true professionalism with precision laser engraving.